So this is something I've been meaning to do for a little while, and I've been putting it off because I'm not good at it, and I'm going to be honest, it's outside of my comfort zone. But I want to talk a little bit about Shift and why I built it, where the idea came from, and if you're depending on how old you are, if you remember early commercials, I believe it was the Hair Club for Men, where the guy used to say end the commercial by saying, I'm not just the owner, I'm a client. That's how my journey starts with Shift. I was a client. I was using the product. I was trying to figure out how to lose weight. I had gotten to a point where I was 248 pounds and I needed to make a change. And all of the apps that existed when I started building this all followed a very similar pattern, right? The pattern was you put in your date, you put in your height, you put in your weight, you put in, how active you are during the day, what your goal is. Are you trying to be shredded for summer? Are you doing it for a wedding? Whatever your motivation is, right? And then it will take all of that information and spit out a customized plan. And the customized plan is basically one of three or four that are pre-generated. They've already kind of built them for it, right? And so it's built for you to fit yourself inside of that model, right? And so if you look at the statistics on this stuff, 50% of the people who sign up for these things, they fail within the first 7 days. Now think about that for a second. 7 days, people are done. They quit. Because here's the deal. I've tried some of these things, right? And you work your butt off in the first, day, maybe two if you get through it, right? And you spend the next week and a half sore as hell because you were not ready for that level of exercise, right? Because maybe you've been sitting, right, at your desk for, 8 to 12 hours a day working from home. Maybe you're in the older stages of your life, right? And you're not really equipped to be able to go and start building that. Doesn't mean you can't get there anymore. Just means you're not ready to start there. Maybe you're a mom who has had a couple of kids, maybe one, maybe more, right? And you've been so focused on taking care of the kids, when you finally lifted your head up, you're like, man, I need to do something for me. And it's not realistic for you to go hit the gym, 6 hours a day to start. You have to start somewhere. And I believed then and I believe now that that starting point was a missing link, right? It was a problem that needed to be solved for me specifically, right? Maybe it's not you. If you're looking at this and you're like, man, you need to start, hitting it hard. Hey, if that works for you, by all means, go hit it hard and best of luck to you. But I'm talking to the people who have tried 3, 4, 5 different programs, 7 different diets, and nothing sticks because you started out way ahead of where you needed to be. But like any ladder, right? If the rungs are too far apart, you're not going to get up the ladder. You need the rungs to be a little bit closer. You need more realistic starting points. And so the idea with Shift is not for me to hand you a plan. It is for the AI coach, the AI wellness coach, to learn who you are, right? Understand what you've been dealing with, what you've been going through, and understand what you can do. How can you show up? And we focus on how you can show up for yourself consistently over time. And that is what builds the momentum, not getting caught up in these leverage momentum points to get you on these highs and then drop you really low when you can't keep up with the pace that you've started for yourself. So I started there. I started out 248 pounds, started walking every day, because that's what I could do. That's where I could start. And the building consistency over time, that was back at the early beginning part of this year. We're now, rounding out the end of July, and I'm down to 215 pounds. This shirt, I wore it specifically because I bought it from True Classic. It was one of those TikTok ads that got me, right. Like, hey, if you're a bigger guy, put on this shirt, you're gonna look slim. Well, the problem was I was too big to look slim even in this shirt. I couldn't fit in it, right? It was in the chest area. It was kind of sticking out everywhere. My stomach, it didn't even come down over my whole entire stomach. So I'm wearing it today because I can wear it today because I've gotten my weight down systematically over time and I've learned what I needed to do. But my starting point wasn't like a lot of people that you see on TV you see I'm a huge fan of the Rocky movies. It's not like the Rocky movie where Rocky decides, hey, I'm gonna hit it hard, and for 2 or 3 minutes you watch him working his ass off, and then he's ready to fight Apollo. Like, you are not built that way. I am not built that way. So we have to have a much more realistic starting point. So this YouTube channel is going to be dedicated to my journey of building Shift. I'm starting out today by just letting you know how it started, where the idea came from, and I hope you guys will join me. Consider subscribing and turning on your notifications so that you can see when I drop a new video. Again, my goal is to bring something to the people, everyday, regular, ordinary people like myself, that will work for the long haul. We're in the long game, not the short game.